Hello, welcome back to HM and Big E Review Things. We just got back from the theater today. You brought your kids, I brought my kids, and we're here to talk about Lightyear, the new Disney Pixar movie.
That's right. Yep.
What are your thoughts on Lightyear?
It pretty much is what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
You know, sort of a fun space adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it is. You're going to go in, you're going to have a fun time watching it. It's basically, in some weird way, like an origin story for Buzz. Like, where it is all his uniform, his colors, his weaponry.
Yes.
Like, where does that all come from? His personality, in fact. Where does that come from? It comes from a movie that stars Buzz Lightyear, and the toy is based off this movie. That's the premise. So.
Yes, yeah. So technically, I guess it is a prequel to Toy Story 1.
It's like an origin story.
It's an origin story. I remember when the trailer first came out, I was like, wait, how does this work? Like, is he the toy? But he's clearly not. And so, yeah, it's the movie that inspired the toys, or the movie that kind of created the toys that everyone was crazy about. That Andy got yeah, okay, so we can talk about non-spoiler first, I guess.
Sure.
And then we'll have a spoiler section. We'll kind of give our overall thoughts and grades at the end. What did you like about this movie? Good things?
I think the story was pretty good. I enjoyed what they did with the story. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the look of it and the world they built. Some of the action scenes are fantastic. I think some of the spaceship scenes are better than a lot of the current Star Wars or even Star Trek out there in terms of just the visualization. It has pretty good character moments and funny moments. I definitely think kids would enjoy this movie. I think our daughters enjoyed the movie quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, both my daughter and my son both loved the movie, and they said they really liked it. With any Pixar movie, like, gorgeous visuals are just kind of like a given. It would be a huge misstep for that to be kind of off. So that's, really par for the course, which is they've set a very, very high bar. I like the overall message of the movie. And I think they kind of brought the message, and it kind of came through pretty clearly. I just thought some of the choices for some of the story, some of the plot, were... It was really odd because there was some stuff that was quite scientific and complicated.
Rather, and for children watching, they may not understand where they're getting this from,
right?
Where they're going,
right? And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more in the spoiler section. So we don't want to spoil anything going into it. But overall, the tone is really light. The voice actors do a fantastic job, and I think the overall message is really good. It's a beautiful movie. The soundtrack was okay. Yeah. It was all right. Yeah, it was acceptable. Yeah. I remember leaving the movie and just thinking this was a good movie, but it's still not quite, getting to that gold standard of when Pixar...
It's really hard to get back to the golden renaissance, golden start of Pixar when you're talking about the Monster Incs. and the Toy Story
and the
Finding
Incredibles,
Nemos. It's hard to get to that level. This is an enjoyable movie. I think kids will like it. It's definitely, you're not going to walk out thinking this is a bad movie. Mm-hmm. You're going to think this is a very fun, enjoyable movie. But like you said, it won't get to the... But
you told me an interesting story when we got to the theater about, we thought it was a good movie, an enjoyable movie. But what were you telling me?
Well, I heard, we didn't verify this, but that some theaters posted like a warning because people were complaining this is not a Buzz Lightyear Toy Story.
Yeah. Like they're thinking... Tim Allen.
That's right.
Toy.
That's right. But when they got to the theater, they realized this is not that Buzz Lightyear is not voiced by Tim Allen. He's not doing the same things. He doesn't have the same kind of humor.
There are no toys.
There's no toys. So apparently some people got mad and they demanded money back. And the theater said, no, you should have known what you're getting into. I thought that's a little bit silly, right? Yes. That's like saying, let's watch Top Gun Maverick. And where's a Top Gun school? I'm mad. I want my money back. So it's a little bit interesting.
Or like watching Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Dominion and it being a terrible movie and wanting your money back.
That's different.
They should have given money back for that.
That's different. I mean,
check out our Jurassic World Dominion review here.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because if you grew up in the 1980s and there's sort of something new that came out, which is they produced toys like Optimus Prime and the G.I. Joes, and then they made sort of a series to kind of explain the toys to sell it. So this is, interestingly enough, sort of like that. Buzz Lightyear's of course, he's more than a toy. He's a beloved character, but it's like a toy. What's the origin story? That's how I kind of see this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to maybe give a final thought here, like, we talk a lot about how Hollywood right now, does a lot of reboots and reimaginings and that kind of stuff, and bringing back old characters. Like, there could have been a lot of opportunities for them to mess this up and kind of screw up the character, and I think they did it. They did it really well. I mean, Buzz is one of the hallmark characters of Pixar. Like, that's one of their golden horses type of thing. And I think they did a really good job with it overall.
Yeah, so parents, I think you're going to enjoy this movie.
For sure.
I think kids are going to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
We give it a thumbs up in terms of go watch it. You'll have a fun time.
Yeah. Anything you didn't like before getting into spoilers?
No, most of the stuff that I did not like would probably go into spoiler territory. Okay. So we might have to give a warning here that pause this video, come back to it if you really want to watch it and not have the spoilers revealed.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't have much else to add pre-spoiler anyway. So let's have our spoiler warning. So this is your official spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. There's some interesting things that they try, and we're going to talk about it. And if you don't want that spoiled, it's good to kind of experience that kind of firsthand if you plan to watch the movie, but we're going to dive into spoilers right now.
Yep.
All right, spoilers.
Well, I mean, like you said, I think jumping off what you said, some of the scientific, technological babble and mechanics can be a little bit lost on children. I don't think totally. I mean, I was trying to ask my daughter, and she was sort of not getting some of it.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable enough that you don't think a lot about it.
Right. I mean, even in Buzz's first test flight, when it's like, 0.5C, 0.6C, 0.7C, I mean, to kids, that's meaningless. C is meaningless. And even using decimals like that, but I mean, you still get the general idea, the thrust of what they're doing. The main one that I thought was, you're going to start losing even some adults maybe, is the time dilation stuff. Like, this is Interstellar.
Interstellar was what I was reminded of.
Exactly, yeah, right. Like, the concept of, which is a true scientific principle, that as you travel nearer and nearer to the speed of light, time is experienced differently for that person relative to everyone else. And so, that's a pretty important part of this movie.
Yeah.
A lot hinges on it. A lot of the emotional impact hinges on the fact that Buzz is experiencing time differently.
What the kids will get is, as Buzz takes more flights, the people around him get older.
Right.
That's mainly what they'll figure out.
Yeah, and actually, I thought that part... even if you don't understand kind of the science or kind of understanding kind of the difference in time as it's being passed, you would just understand that time is passing. And then I thought actually the emotional part when what's her name, Alicia Hawthorne,
yeah,
when she does, I thought that was a good emotional moment. I kind of felt
that felt some vibes to it. Where you're seeing the passage of time. Right. She gets older and older, and he's not getting older.
But the big confusing part about the time dilation is the other. I think both of our major gripe is the Zurg reveal. Zurg? Yeah, Zurg. I was going to say Zod, but that's Superman, right? General Zod. So, anyway, Zurg revealed that he is himself from the future, and he's traveled back in time because he's experienced time dilation and lived that many years, but then he's traveled back in time but only come back to a certain... I am almost positive if I asked my kids why there was two Buzzes, they would have no idea.
In fact, when the suit opened up, I was praying that it would not be Buzz. But I was like, that's going to be Buzz, because who else would reveal themselves that way?
How can they introduce
someone? Exactly. Unless it's a total random alien.
Right.
And I thought, no, it's not going to be. It's Woody. That would be good. That would be amazing. I think I'd rather that. Hey, Buzz! But I think I was fine if Zurg was just a monster. I mean, why make him... And so, anyways, the story goes that he has to go back in time because he's really brokenhearted about what happened. His mistake. But again, going back, what was he planning to do? Go back in time.
Go back in time to prevent that mistake.
So stop the younger person doing that.
Stop the original ship from crashing or checking out of the planet, even maybe, or at least not. Basically, to stop them being stranded on the planet. But he had to stop midway because he didn't have crystal power. Yeah, well, and again, these are the nitpickies in terms of plot conveniences, that kind of stuff. That he's traveled so far in time, and then he can travel back, and he travels back to. I think Izzy says that it arrived like a few days before, a week before Buzz arrived, and that was as far back as he could come back.
That's right.
Until his crystal broke, and then he needs a new crystal, and then other stuff like. The cat broke the formula.
Yes, no. I didn't buy that. This crystal was 4 elements that you just had to get in the right ratio. Yeah. That's it. I mean, anybody could have memorized that, right?
Well, the cat, who is a robot, should have been able to memorize that.
It's stored in his neural net. So things like that were kind of like, okay, plot.
But yeah, I think those are plot nitpickies, but the big problem is Buzz being Zurg and that whole confrontation. Like I get what they're trying to do, right? In terms of like they want to show that if Buzz continues down this trajectory, this is Ghost of Christmas Future, right?
It basically, I think the message is that you sort of learn to accept your circumstances. At the end they stay on the planet and they say, let's make a life here and start using this as a home base to patrol the universe or whatever it is. I don't know what the original mission was. Was it to colonize? It's not stated, right? So that didn't really help. I was like, why is he so desperate to get Lightspeed back? I guess the whole general thing is that he wants to get back on the mission.
Well, and he's burdened by his mistake.
Right.
But my question, I mean, the original mission is not explained, but there are 2 Space Rangers, which implies that there is a Space Ranger Corps that is, tasking a couple of these Space Rangers to go assist with these scientists. But then at the end, when they're connected back, like, are they connected back to them? It's not clear, that kind of stuff. I mean, these are small things.
Overall, actually, I thought the movie felt longer than it was. There was quite a bit of. There's a little bit in the middle where I felt it dragged a little bit, and there was a lot of. They got to get through obstacle A, then obstacle B, then obstacle C to even get to the last obstacle. So there's a little bit of that, but again, I think quite a bit. That's pretty forgivable to me.
Yeah, it's pretty forgivable, and I like all the side characters. Obviously, the main character is Buzz and Izzy, but all the other side characters. I mean, I don't know if Alicia, the grandmother, is a side character. She's pretty important.
She's like the secondary character.
Yeah, but then you have
the cat.
Well, the cat, which from basically the trailers, I thought I would like find the cat irritating, but actually the cat was pretty okay.
The cat was quite enduring. He's going to be selling, selling them toys. So I think, anyways, if you're going to buy one character, it's going to be Buzz and the cat. So
and then you have Taika Waititi's character,
right,
which is one of the junior patrolmen, and then the older
convict.
I mean, as kind of comedic relief side characters, I thought they were fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I would have liked to see a little bit more of the split, their colony, how it works, and a little bit more than what they showed.
Because again, you're a more sci-fi guy, and so you kind of want. Give me more sci-fi.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But overall, these are smaller nitpicks.
Yeah, I mean, I asked my kids kind of what did you take away from the movie? What was the message? Like, can you tell me something one of the characters learned? And my son, he said, that you shouldn't give up. Which is good, right? Because Izzy,
that comes across, and that's very Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, and then my daughter talked about how you can't punish yourself too much for your mistakes. And
that's great that your kids are so astute. My daughter said, "I like Top Gun Maverick more." That was a lesson.
I mean, you like Top Gun Maverick more.
I said, "Good girl." It was better.
I don't know. Anything else to add for Lightyear?
No, if you're watching this, I think you're going to go and enjoy it. If you don't really want to go theater, it's going to stream on Disney Plus soon. You're going to watch it. Your kid's going to have a great time.
I don't know if you have time to look up the past couple of Pixar movies that came out.
Ooh, that might take me a while.
But this, I thought this was one of their better ones in recent years. I remember saying that, actually, about the last one, too.
Turning Red.
Oh, Turning Red. Yes. Did you like this more than Turning Red? That's a good question.
More than Turning Red?
Yeah, which one did you like better? They're very different.
I think Turning Red's characters and fun factor is higher, but because of my love for science fiction, I'd probably like this one slightly better. But if you're looking at the list, it's Lightyear, and then going backwards, Turning Red, Luca, not Soul, Onward, Toy Story 4. So they only have about five movies in between every Toy Story. Right?
Yes.
Because I don't know if 5's coming out, but I think it is.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think the message from this one probably it comes across a bit clearer than in Turning Red. Maybe the main message for Turning Red, I think, is a bit more complex. That kind of acceptance and that kind of stuff. Maybe
again, if you check out a Turning Red review, it's the accessibility of that movie. It may not dawn on everybody because really for two Chinese Canadian guys, we heard it loud and clear. But some people may not understand it. Lightyear, it's very accessible except for the heavy science fiction in the middle. I think it's quite accessible. Again, if you're talking about the last 5, I would say Lightyear and Turning Red by far my favorites. I'm not including the Disney. Encanto and all that kind of stuff. But these two, I think, are way stronger than the other 3.
All right. What's your overall grade for Lightyear? What would you give it?
I'm going to give it I'll give it a little bit more generous B+.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's your generous?
Well, it's not. I know, and
that's what I was thinking too.
But it's a solid movie. It's fun. It's exciting.
Yeah, my grade is also a B+. You can't. It needs to kind of go back to those first couple of movies to get an A grade, which is, I mean, when you watch our reviews, it's difficult to compare a B+ that we give to this to, when we're grading, some other movie. That's the expectations for like a Pixar movie is already built in so high, and so maybe we judge it a bit more critically. But yeah, like when you compare this to not The Bubble, but Netflix's Bubble or whatever, like you're gonna that's kind of you're gonna be a bit more lenient over there, I think. And so I'm just saying that kind of as a caveat of you can't. It's not really apples to apples comparisons.
That's right. It's in its own category when it comes to Pixar because it's so specific. There's a feel and such a high level in terms of animation, in terms of storytelling, in terms of comedy, that it's really in its own category. So but for all the Pixar movies, I think it's a B+. I mean, if you're comparing it to the golden era, I mean, they were talking about the A+ is all through that era. So that's hard. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our review of Lightyear. Let us know if you've seen it. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about what we think. And until next episode, keep watching things.
Please do like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.